Hi, I'm Belle, and this is my tarot week ahead forecast for the week beginning February the 4th. I started thinking about doing this reading when I was in my kitchen, and as I was just saying to myself, I wonder what themes are going to come up for this week. I was standing in front of the sink, I found myself with very soft knees swaying from one side to the other in that very, like a cartoon surfer. Here I am standing at the sink and I'm doing that. And although I am not a surfer, and not yet, I know that there's a great emphasis on the softness of the body, within strength, but a great flexibility in order to move through the waves, through the energy, and actually reach the beach without hurting yourself. Great. So, the metaphor of surfing has come up strongly as a quality this week. And I'm going to go straight to what's occurring in the basement to show you. Put them all up while we're here. So, So this card, the Two of Pentacles, talks about, and we can see it in the card, I don't know if you can see it here, but we've got very big waves, and on those waves are perched tiny ships, massive wave, tiny ship. So it's telling us that the period of time that we are in, one of the things that we can expect are big emotional shifts. Now, whether this is to do with things which are happening in here in our own lives or out in the world, or both, this period of time is requiring of us a great flexibility. So the ability to be flexible. So the very first place that we can address this is in our bodies. You've heard me say this many times before. Yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, some kind of movement, swimming, dancing, walking, playing, something that gets your body into softness and flexibility rather than rigidity. So movement, and especially movement that's good for us and not, punishingly unpleasant in any way. So first level of flexibility is flexibility of movement, and that of course is entirely up to you. Choose something which feels good, which you enjoy. The second is emotional flexibility and allowing ourselves to have that flexibility to feel our emotions, but not necessarily to live there. I've been listening to various teachers, Eckhart Tolle is one of them, who talks about feeling sadness but not living in it. And I think, as the Irish would say, I don't know whether they still do this now, but to use the expression, the sadness is with me, as opposed to I am it. So whatever strong emotions we are having, and this will be true for pretty much everybody, this is general. So if you are having the life of Riley, then enjoy, because there may not be many of you at the moment, including me. So our place of strength at the moment, how to look after ourselves best, is to maintain flexibility physically, emotionally, and also mentally. Of course, it matters how we think, what we think. And if what we're doing is churning anxieties, overthinking in certain I'll start that again. Overthinking about things that we think we must worry about. We are being told in no uncertain terms, learn skills that will help you to manage your anxiety or your overthinking much more easily, because those skills are available. It's called mindfulness, and it's all over the internet. If you want help with that, all you have to do is go to YouTube and put the words in. The point is, do it, because this flexibility, this level of flexibility, could be quite hard for people, including myself, who are used to things being a certain way. So change will rush through all of our lives. Over the next few years, we are going to experience a great deal of structural change, social change, and climate change. And all of these things are connected. So our excellence, our place of excellence is flexibility. And if we don't know how to do that, then learn. So some fairly straightforward advice from the tarot this week about how to best care for ourselves in demanding times. So one of the things that comes out of that is that the more flexible we are, the easier it is to achieve whatever it is we need to achieve. We have more energy. We're not resisting. We're not pushing. We're going with flow. We're finding flow, even if that flow means that we have to go round rather than through. We can find a flow that doesn't hurt our bodies and doesn't hurt any other part of ourselves, because the trouble with stressful times is that we can end up so tense that we end up hurting ourselves in some way, which is not nice and not good for us, not good for our health. The one of the other aspects of flexibility is relaxation, relaxing into something, even something that takes a lot of effort, to relax into it. And I notice that I keep doing this with my hands. It's an infinity. You know, my hands are almost independently of me, are kind of going, hey, like this, do it like this, a bit, oh, flow. And this may be quite contrary to what we're used to. If we're used to being fast, being busy, being full, having a lot on, then, and certainly there's a lot of energy for that at the moment. Yes, I should show you some more things. There is a lot of energy at the moment for getting things done. But it is most important that we get things done in a way that enables our flexibility, so that, again, we do not hurt ourselves, because the possibility of us hurting ourselves could be quite high. It's like when we think, oh, I'll just drive down the road, I'll get it done in 5 minutes, and we go faster than perhaps we normally would, and something happens that would be difficult for us, as opposed to, okay, I have the time, I can spend 10 minutes getting there and getting back safely. Cutting corners at the moment is unlikely to work well. When I first put the cards down and before I started recording, I noticed that I was sitting back in my seat, and I was really sitting back. It's like, oh, this feels comfortable. So there is an invitation from life this week, irrespective of how busy you are or what you feel you have to get done, or what you do actually have to get done, that relaxing into it, having this more laid back approach. And I think this is very much, again, about caring for ourselves. You'll get more done that way than if you are pushing or rushing or trying to make something happen inorganically. Because I think the thing is, what we do have, again, there's lots of stuff going on this week, we have this impetus for change. Change is beckoning to all of us in our different ways, in our different life spheres. Change is saying it's time to move on from some things. And some of those things may very well be what I'm going to call habits that we picked up from our experience of family. So things that we always did in the family, positions that we always took in the family, responses that we always felt in the family. This is quite a strong time, and I'm going to use the metaphor of Velcro. When we're so stuck or entrenched in, well, this is how it has always been, even if I don't like it and I have wanted it to change for a long time. Actually really pulling ourselves apart from habits which say, it's too dangerous for me to stand up for myself, or I mustn't say that because I'll upset somebody, or whatever it is. These habits are coming up for real strong examination. And these will be habits, and you will probably be very aware of them, where it means that you are diminishing yourself in order that somebody else doesn't get upset. So you may or may not relate to that, but a lot of very strong child wounding is coming up in the readings that I've been doing, and certainly over the last 3 weeks. The wounded child has been making a very strong presence felt in adults. In most of the people I read for are over 40, I would say. So childhood stuff coming up for adults in ways which are making us go, ah, like that, really powerfully and with energy. And so here is the opportunity for us to look at that, give it attention, and decide what we want to do with it. Decide what we want to do with it. Do we need help with that? Do we need to go and find out about that thing? Do we need to look into it? What do we need to do for ourselves? Because there's opportunities here for liberation. So, depending on what you've done up to this point, there's the possibility of a real turning point here in terms of what we carry forward with us into this next period of time, this year, next year, the next 5 years, the next 10 years. It's a strong time, it's a strong week, but interestingly, the real strength is in relaxing, allowing ourselves to feel the flow and be flexible in that flow, to find those soft surfing knees which allow us to maintain our balance when the ground or the surface underneath us is changing. Interesting times. You already knew that. So if these are interesting but difficult times for you, then I am available for readings. Please do contact me either by leaving me a little note below in comments to say, hi, interested in a reading, or going straight to Messenger and go to Bell Bartlett and say the same thing. We will discuss this privately however you contact me. So I wish all of us a good week, whatever good means to you, and keep those knees soft. Take care.